Morning, folks. This is Deb. I've got a bunch of videos lined up for this weekend and into next week, but we're going to start today with Donald Trump's appearance at the Far Right Turning Point Action Conference Friday night, where he basically said to his Christian followers, don't worry about it. All you got to do is vote this last time, and you'll never have to vote again. Yeah, let me show you this, just so you can see that this is a real thing. Okay, here you go. Trump tells supporters you won't have to vote in the future. It'll be fixed. All right. This is a man who, by all definition here, is talking way out of the norms of a democratic government. Okay. A man who is telling his Christian followers to come and vote for him this last time, because you won't even have to do that anymore, because it'll be fixed and I'll be your president for life. You won't ever have to exercise your right to vote again. That's exactly what he's saying. Okay. This is an extraordinary departure from all kinds of democratic norms, but in the United States, it is mind-boggling. Okay. This is what he said. Quote, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. That's what he said. Okay? That's exactly what he said. And anyone who would doubt that he means any of this hasn't been paying attention. Okay? Let's talk about Donald Trump. In 2015, when he started running, he started right off the bat with the notion that immigrants are rapists, criminals, and coming to us out of mental institutions. Okay? His disgusting, callous treatment of women, from his grab the pussy comment to his promise to overturn Roe, his bragging that he will stack the Supreme Court to do so, and then doing it, even as we were being told that was just a distraction. Okay? That whole grab the pussy thing, I remember when Howard Dean was running for the Democrats and his laugh was too insane. It got him drubbed out of an election. Donald Trump, that didn't even affect him. It did not even affect him. He has elevated unqualified people to the highest echelons of government, like his son-in-law and his daughter, who then benefited financially from that position. He even invited his son's wedding planner to a position in the Federal Housing Authority. He abused his power while in office and offered pardons to people like Paul Manafort, Roger Stone, Michael Flynn, Steve Bannon, people who could testify against him in a court of law. He extorted the Ukraine, promising missiles to defend themselves against Putin, but only if they promised to give him dirt on Joe Biden first. And then he invited a mob of thugs to Washington, D.C. to literally overturn the federal government and prevent Joe Biden from taking office. So anyone who thinks that this is Donald Trump just bloviating better think again, because it doesn't matter whether Donald Trump actually is going to make himself president for life. There are other despots who have done that, like Kim Jong-un. Or whether it means he's going to institute Project 2025 and make it impossible for us to dig out of this, so that voting becomes moot. It doesn't matter which way he means it. The media loves to quibble over this. Well, this is how we can interpret this. It doesn't matter how you interpret it. He's saying the quiet part out loud, and he's not even flinching when he says it. Never mind the interpretation bullshit. We're done with that. We're way beyond that at this point. His laundry list of criminal activities and anti-democratic leanings, policies, has made him totally believable as a despot, as a desperate man willing to invoke desperate measures to remain in power. There cannot be any denying this anymore. We need to stop the nonsense here. So let me give you some advice. You now know his intentions. These are clear. Project 2025 is already on everybody's radar. But I'm not sure anyone's reading the small print. So we're going to be doing that for you. Because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't get a lot of play that's in that document. And all of it is anti-democratic, just like his promise that you won't have to vote again. He's been laying the groundwork for this for years. He started in 2016 when he said the vote was rigged because he didn't win the popular vote. He's been invoking all of this nonsense. He has created, just as he has created distrust in the public health system, he has been creating distrust in the voting system. He's been creating distrust of democracy among his brain-dead minions. And they are ready to do whatever he wants them to do to stay in power. So if you think that violence may not be in the cards again, you better think twice. This is what this all means. You want to vote? You excited for the first time in a long time as a Democrat? You feel hopeful maybe as an old-time, old-school Republican that we can avert this and avoid it? We can. It's called voting. And it's called not voting at 52% or 55%. It's called voting at landslide numbers. It's called voting at numbers big enough so that they cannot question one state. This is where we are in America. If you ever hope to exercise any kind of democratic process in electing your leader again, this would be the time for you to make sure you do whatever it takes to get yourself out there and get the vote out. It doesn't matter who you talk to, okay? Your neighbors, your friends, your family. They all need to understand where we are in America. And it should be more than obvious, this man's intentions and the intention of the GOP. They are firmly behind him. They have handed their party to this guy. It is no longer your grandfather's grand old party. This party is a party of fascists. And the only way we stop this in November is at the voting booth. Ballots, not bullets. We need to get this done. I'll talk to you all later.